Cinerama films at new Neon Movies in downtown Dayton. A 2-month campaign to revive the old flicks brought in more than 1,200 letters from 24 states and 4 countries. To show the films, the theater is putting in a 50 by 25-foot screen, a special sound system, and 35mm projectors. The theater says reviving Cinerama is a great opportunity for downtown.
Time in 32 years, so literally we'll have people coming from all across the country to downtown Dayton to stay in hotels, eat in downtown restaurants, to see Cinerama for the first time in 32 years.
Movie makers developed Cinerama back in 1952 to combat the growing popularity of television, but the expensive format died out less than 12 years later.
This morning, for the first time in more than 3 decades, the old widescreen movies will be playing again at a theater near you.
Beginning in September, you can see Cinerama films like How the West Was Won at the new Neon Movies in downtown Dayton. A 2-month campaign to revive the old flicks brought in more than 1,200 letters from 24 states and 4 countries.
Well, to show the films, the theater is putting in a 50 by 25-foot screen, a special sound system, and 35mm projectors. The theater says reviewing Cinerama is a great opportunity for downtown.
So literally we'll have people coming from all across the country to downtown Dayton to stay in hotels, eat in downtown restaurants, to see Cinerama for the first time in 32 years.
Movie makers developed Cinerama back in 1952 to combat the growing popularity of television, but the expensive format died out less than 12 years later.
Soon home to the only Cinerama theater in the United States.
Just imagine sitting right in the middle of this fight. That's how it was in the days of Cinerama. And now those days are back, but only at the new Neon Movies. For those who remember Cinerama, it's an experience only they can explain.
The feeling of being there and the way the Cinerama process imparts it through the use of a 3-projector system displaying 3 pictures joined together on a very large, deeply curved screen.
Cinerama debuted in New York in 1962. Then the wave in technology, it brought the audience into the movie with its curved screen, 6 times the size of any in its time. But high production costs phased out Cinerama just 12 years later. Only 7 movies were ever made. But today's hard work has brought Cinerama back.
We actually had to go to the public and say, would you buy tickets? And if you would, please write a letter to the cinema that would say that you would buy tickets, and we will put your letter up on our lobby wall. We now have 1,400 letters from 30 different states.
And there's still millions of people living in America that remember as children seeing Cinerama, and even older people who would love to see it again, but have been denied that opportunity because there's no place to see it until now.
In the Oregon District with my hometown, Carrie Rossmiller, News 22.
This is Cinerama, premieres at the new theater Saturday afternoon, and the first showing of How the West Was Won is
projection movie will be debuted. Marlo, understand folks there are pretty excited about this.
Well, Mark Molly, excited doesn't even really describe the atmosphere down here at the Neon Movies. This is something people have waited 3 decades to see, and tomorrow night, or starting tomorrow night, they're going to get it. That's because this theater will take a step back in time.
There are 980 separate ribbons that are 3/4 of an inch wide.
That is the screen. This is the film.
And if you look back, there are 5 of them back here. Not 3 little speakers like they use in most cinemas, 5 giant JBLs.
And all of this is Cinerama.
Everybody has a favorite movie or a great film experience, but Cinerama was the pinnacle when everything came together, and it never did get any better.
That's why the new Neon Movies has given Cinerama a new home. It's first in the U.S. in 32 years.
Wow, it's alive again, and now America, you can see it.
It was easy to fall in love with it.
But you may not be able to get into the theater to actually see Cinerama tomorrow night, unless, of course, you're one of Tex Gottwald's 212 closest friends. He bought out the entire theater. And the rest of the weekends are also selling fast, but that's to be expected.
Colorado, Texas, Oklahoma.
1,400 people from 33 states sent letters saying they would come to see a part of their memories relived on the big screen.
All of it was just cascading towards you like you were right there in with the actors.
But what will it take to pack them in every weekend?
Do you like having a good time? Do you like riding on a roller coaster? Do you like laughing so much that you get high off the tickles? Do you like being sucked into the action so much you forget about real life and get caught up in the film? Do you like the idea of 3D without glasses? Do you like the idea of stereo and 7 channels so the sound comes behind you, inside of you, in front of you, all around you?
If so, Cinerama may never disappear again. And starting this weekend, you can catch Cinerama. You can catch This Is Cinerama on Saturdays, How the West Was Won on Sundays. Both movies run a little over 2 hours with an intermission. They start at 1 o'clock. And if you're wondering if tickets are going fast, well, there are only 50 seats left for each performance. So, of course, it's time to get down and buy them if you want to see the first 2 public performances. Back to you.
Marla, we can see from those letters there seems to be a lot of interest from everywhere. What kind of economic impact could this mean for the city? Do you know?
Well, it could mean a lot. As a matter of fact, businesses are already jumping in on it, assuming it's going to mean a lot. There's already a list compiled of restaurants and hotels that are giving discounts to people who can bring in their Cinerama ticket stubs. So they're expecting a lot of money to be coming through Dayton.
All right, Marla.
Tonight, the theater, located in Dayton's historic Oregon district, will roll back the clocks for some movie magic. Cinerama is described as a total sensory experience featuring a giant screen that practically surrounds the viewer with sights and sounds. Organizers hope the theater will draw a big crowd downtown.
We've got several phone calls from guys over in England who have been studying this stuff, and they said that we're going to become a tourist attraction for the Midwest.
The project will cost an estimated $1 million, but tickets will run only about $10 apiece. Hundreds of viewers are expected for tonight's premiere of Cinerama.
Real event is 7's top story at 6. Good evening, I'm Natasha Williams. Vanessa is off. Topping our news tonight, Dayton has a worldwide reputation as an aviation town, but the city may be gaining another claim to fame as the Center for Cinema. The revival of a wide movie screen format known as Cinerama is attracting attention from around the world. News Center 7's Dan Minnick is live in downtown Dayton, where I think I hear the cash registers cha-chinging. Is that right, Dan?
I think you do, Natasha. For the past couple of weekends, the new Neon Theater has been showing a couple of Cinerama films shot with an especially wide format. Now, that has made news throughout the film world. It's also meant great things here in downtown Dayton. The first scenes of This Is Cinerama have some ups and downs, but this is the only place in the world you can see the special wide format.
The seat's still available on the side.
The theater has received letters from film fans all over who want to see the 2 films. Today's screening attracted 2 Walt Disney employees from California.
There's only one place in the world where you can see it, and that's Dayton, Ohio. From everything I've heard about it, it should be an amazing experience.
As someone who spent my whole life doing this for a living, I had to see the one that we owe all the homage to, which is This Is Cinerama. So here I am.
Durham and Baxter had never been to Dayton before. The same is true for many other film goers who came here from near and far. Many are seeing other downtown sites along with the film.
People have never come down. We just came to see this, and then afterwards we're going to walk around and eat and look at some of the craft shops, I guess, that they have here.
No, that's the first time I've been to Dayton, so, and I'll be here until Monday because I'm going to see How the West Was Won tomorrow as well.
I think it has been very well for the city. Brought a lot of attention to the theater here, not only the theater, but the city itself.
Theater manager Larry Smith offers a lecture before each screening of the Cinerama films. He says local businesses have been quick to go after these new tourists.
It's just incredible. We've got a lot of downtown businesses who are working with us. They're offering discounts. People are coming with their Cinerama tickets. They get like 10% off this or that.
The Cinerama revival has now been extended by a month, and Larry Smith hopes this is just the beginning. He wants to show other wide-format films here in the near future. This is Dan Minnick live for News Center 7 in downtown Dayton. Back to Natasha.
Dan, is it still time for Miami Valley residents to catch the Cinerama?
Yes, it is. The revival has been extended through November now. Some shows are sold out, though, so don't waste too much time before you get down here.
All right, so $10 and you get a seat in the theater, huh?
It's a great deal.
Okay, thanks a lot, Dan.
Success has caught the eye of the corporation that gives us Mickey Mouse. You can only see it in Dayton, so some big-time Disney executives came to the Miami Valley. But, well, you know, it's attracting people from all over the nation to Dayton, and now Cinerama at the new Neon Movies is also catching the eyes of some Disney executives. New News reporter Marlo Brower joins us now from the newsroom with the latest on this growing story. Marlo.
Well, Dave, that's right. Cinerama is a growing story. In fact, it's constantly growing, attracting more people from all parts of the country and the world. Cinerama is a 3-projector movie that makes you feel like you're in the action. The new Neon Movie Theater was packed this afternoon for the 3rd performance of How the West Was Won. And in the crowd was at least one big movie executive, Tony Baxter, Senior Vice President for Creative Development for the Walt Disney Company, came all the way from Los Angeles. He wanted to see this movie technique.
Well, I'm just amazed at how wonderful Technicolor was, and it's a crime that more films can't be made in that today, because after a period of about 5 or 10 years, the blues and greens and yellows start leaving the modern prints, and so to see a film like this in Technicolor, it looks just as though they filmed it yesterday, and it's absolutely magnificent. So that alone is worth it. Then to see it in such clarity on 3 panels is truly amazing.
And that was the reaction from everyone in the theater. Right now, most of the shows are sold out for the next 2 months. As the new Neon Movie manager says, it's caught on like wildfire. Dave?
Marlo, certainly the hottest ticket in town. Might they have to add some shows?
You bet, they probably will. This art form was supposed to end in October, but now, since it's so successful, the new Neon Movie says it is considering extending the shows until the end of the year. Dave?
Good news indeed. Thank you, Marlo. Today, he's interested in the art form's preservation. Cinerama is such a success so far that the new Neon Movie Theater is considering expanding its shows through the end of the year.
It's a worldwide reputation as an aviation town. It's a worldwide reputation as an aviation town, but the city may be gaining another claim to fame as a center for cinema. The revival of a widescreen movie format known as Cinerama is attracting attention from around the world. News Center 7's Dan Minnick has more on what could be an economic boom.
The first scenes of This Is Cinerama have some ups and downs, but this is the only place in the world you can see the special wide format.
The seat's still available on the side.
The theater has received letters from film fans all over who want to see the 2 films. Today's screening attracted 2 Walt Disney employees from California.
There's only one place in the world where you can see it, and that's Dayton, Ohio. From everything I've heard about it, it should be an amazing experience.
As someone who spent my whole life doing this for a living, I had to see the one that we owe all the homage to, which is This Is Cinerama. So here I am.
Durham and Baxter had never been to Dayton before. The same is true for many other film goers who came here from near and far. Many are seeing other downtown sites along with the film.
People have never come down. We just came to see this, and then afterwards we're going to walk around and eat and look at some of the craft shops, I guess, that they have here.
No, it's the first time I've been to Dayton, so and I'll be here until Monday because I'm going to see How the West Was Won tomorrow as well.
I think it has been very well for the city. Brought a lot of attention to the theater here, not only the theater, but the city itself.
Theater manager Larry Smith offers a lecture before each screening of the Cinerama films. He says local businesses have been quick to go after these new tourists.
It's just incredible. We've got a lot of downtown businesses who are working with us. They're offering discounts. People are coming with their Cinerama tickets. They get like 10% off this or that.
Dan Minnick, News Center 7.
A month has been added to the Cinerama revival, and the manager says this is just the beginning. He hopes to show other films shot in special formats which can't be seen at many theaters.
City to experience Cinerama, and that includes some bigwigs in Hollywood. I'm Jim Booker. I'll tell you who's coming and have the story of the continuing Cinerama saga. 2 on the Town is coming up.
Valley, the once popular 3-projector motion picture format can only be seen right here. And as 2 on the Town's Jim Booker tells us, Dayton is fast becoming the Cinerama capital of the world.
These are the last existing prints of these films in the world, and here they are in Dayton, Ohio.
In the 50s, when television was the hot ticket, movie ticket sales suffered. So a new, improved, large-screen, super sound motion picture format was developed. to bring people back to the theater, and Cinerama was born.
They'd say, this is Cats, this is the best Broadway play. Well, this is one of those things that has no equal.
Out of 7 films made, 3 remain. And if it wasn't for the love of the format by Daytonian John Harvey, it wouldn't be here today. The former Daybell Theater projectionist bought Cinerama equipment and installed it in his home.
When Premiere wrote an article about him in 1991, they called him the Screen Demon. They really thought he was kind of obsessive, kind of nuts. The thing has completely turned around to, wow, now they're doing stories on him saying, thank God he's done it. And even someone who was in the audience yesterday said, John, you're nuts, and I'm glad you are.
Eventually, the equipment ended up here at the new Neon Movies, and what turned out to be a 2-month experiment is still going strong. And the word is out. Hollywood director Joe Dante stopped in for a look, and in 2 weeks, Leonard Maltin, film critic for Entertainment Tonight, has a front row seat.
And the big catch there is we'll be playing Cinerama Holiday, the story of 4 people who travel around the world. All 4 of them are flying in to see it here for the first time in 30 years.
So it may be time to update the history books. Not only the home, the Wright brothers, Paul Laurence Dunbar, but the rebirth of
Cinerama. Well, we've got the Library of Congress here, which has the largest collection of nitrate film prints in the world. Might as well have the largest collection of Cinerama prints in the world.
A perfect match. In downtown Dayton, Jim Bucher, 2 on the Town.
Also showing interest is award-winning director Quentin Tarantino, who may show up the same